viewers, welcome back to the theNOVABUSfan, and finally, after quite a few requests, welcome back to the in-transit vlog. As you can tell, I wasn't lying when I said in that little update video that I was going to be upping my content game coming soon, and today is the first fruits of that, including the last video, I guess, but today is really the first meat of that, you know, the first real big video since I've kind of made this little grand return. I'm here at the Saint-Lambert train station right here. Gonna watch some trains again. I know I did that in the last video a little bit, but I've kind of been on a bit of a train thing lately. I've really been into trains, especially through watching people on YouTube like the Delay and Block Productions channel or Thornapple River Rail series, or my favorite, Mr. Danny Harmon, Distant Signal down in Florida. I really wish I could go down to Florida and do some railfanning because I watch his videos so much and love the locations and the videos he does. It's really some of the best in my opinion. I know Delay and Block is really high production and whatnot, but there's something about his narration and he kind of makes a bit of a story out of his videos, and I really enjoy a story. Anyway, so over here at St. Lambert, we're going to see what we see, of course. But this isn't the only place we're going to be. I'm hoping to get to the West Island today as well. It's pretty early in the morning, 10:30 in the morning right now. And yeah, we're going to see what we see. In fact, there's the Adirondack. This would be Amtrak 68, the southbound Adirondack to New York. Always a cool sight to see an Amtrak train on Canadian rails, even though even though I've filmed this train before, and we do have the Maple Leaf in Toronto as well. Ooh, engine 100, nice. I'll take it. So you can probably see him down there. There's at least one CN locomotive down there. I can't see much of a train behind him, so it might just be light engines. Amtrak engine 100 with a bunch of they call them Amfleets, but I think they're called Metroliners. No, they're called Amfleets. They're like the old Metroliner cars. And we do have a slow to slow, I believe, on the other track there. That searchlight's flashing yellow on the bottom. That's probably our locomotives or train coming up from the siding, so he probably has permissive indication down there too. Let's see what we got. Next stop, Rouse's Point, New York, I believe. Well, technically, next stop is the border for customs, and then Rouse's Point, New York, and places like Schenectady, Albany, not necessarily in that order. Long trip to New York City on the train, though. It's kind of half scenic train, this train, so it ends up being something like 11 hours. Oh, he's going into the siding. That's weird. What is he getting out of the way for? I've never seen the Amtrak go into the siding. That's actually quite weird. I would have expected him to stay on the main. That's probably why he had I believe, a slow to stop. And this looks to be a light engine move. Yes, it is. -9 leading. 2651, C40 or C44-9. Followed by -8 or another -9, and hey, GMTX. Got two -9s, and that looks like the exact same locomotive that was on the freight train I filmed in the little update video I did. It could very well be, so I'm wondering what that other train was. If it was a local or something, or if we just have a couple of those kicking around. I've seen them relatively infrequently, the last little while, these GMTX. I said GATX in the last videos, but the company's called GATX, and he's turning out onto track 1 right over there. Cool. 2 switches for 1, not bad. Alright, I kind of admit I cheated on that train. He actually passed before the two that I filmed to start the vlog, the Amtrak and the light engines. So I'm thinking that was CN120 double stack intermodal to Halifax from Toronto, considering the only other intermodal that you will see around here at this hour is probably CN149. Actually, it's not here. It leaves from the port of Montreal and heads on the Montreal sub towards Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. It goes to Chicago. That was 120 for sure then, because other than its counterpart 121 that goes north, there's nothing really else intermodal wise over here, unless it's a block of containers on a manifest, kind of like the other train, kind of like a train I saw recently that I posted a photo to Instagram. Actually today, the day I'm filming this, I posted that photo, and hey, those locomotives are coming back. I guess we're gonna have to film this too. That's a restricting signal. So the Amtrak had the same signal to go on the siding, so I'm going to take a wild guess that he's going to head into the siding too. So he basically backed out to go reverse back into the siding. He's probably going to either pick up a train at Southwark, or he's just going to go and he just wanted to get out of the way for something else. I don't know. Not a problem. We don't mind seeing this old GMTX unit again. A Jeep 38-2 or a Jeep 40-2, not an SD 40-2. I love that bell on the -9 though. I'm basically 100% sure he's going to switch. Yep, there he goes. Following the Amtrak up the siding into Southwark Yard. I wonder why they're doing that. I wonder if they're doing work on the main here, so everything is being put into the siding to go around it. It's possible. Definitely a neat spot for sure, and some light engines is cool, some Amtrak is cool, and of course CN120, which like I said I kind of cheated on because he came before I started the video. I got here and he was already coming, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna film him and then do the intro. But you know, just while we're waiting for the next train, I pulled up my iPad to show you the signal guide that I'm using, which is just a generic signal guide that I found on Google ages ago, and I just saved it to my phone and always have it in case of spontaneous rail fanning. So you have your normal clear signal, clear to limited, every signal indication on Canadian railroads here, because it's all the same between CN and CP. I know in the States they tend to have a mix of different signaling options depending on the type of signals that they use per railroad, so it's kind of different depending on what territory you're in. Technically all mean the same thing, but a lot of the times the indications have different names. But yeah, so the signal for the light engines when they went out going towards that way, going towards the bridge before they backed up again, was this one, slow to stop. But yeah, slow to stop meaning proceed at slow speed past the signal and be prepared to stop at the next signal, which is probably what they had, a stop signal at the next one so they could back up and reverse the other way. And then they had restricting. Both the Amtrak and the light engines had restricting when they went into the siding down there, which means restricting speed past this signal, which means they can only go a speed where they'd be able to stop within half the range of vision. So they need so it's just a really slow indication, just to be very cautious on the tracks that they're on. For whatever reason, the reason may be either there's another train in front of them, which would have been the case of the light engine move being pretty close behind the Amtrak. Maybe the Amtrak had another train behind, ahead of it, I should say, that I never ended up seeing, so there was just a slow indication. A bit of a bittersweet change that happened here recently, not too long ago here at Saint-Lambert, are the introduction of these two signal masts that replaced a CNR era signal bridge that had been here since at least the 30s, because I've seen pictures, a photograph from the era of like a steam locomotive passing on this very line coming into this station, and you could see the signal bridge here, the exact same one that was there before, but now of course they've gone and changed them for signal masts. But what I find interesting is that they retain searchlight signals, those typical round signals with the lenses in them that change the color, so you don't have to have a different color lights like the ones at the other end down there. But they went and changed them for searchlights, but it's brand new signal masts. And they did the same thing way down there, right on the approach of the Victoria Bridge. They replaced a signal bridge just like that, a couple of them actually. But they replaced both of them, one with a signal bridge. I think they put a new signal bridge and another pair of masts on this main track. But they're still searchlights, which actually surprised me considering all the rest of the territory around here are LED color lights. So interesting choice by CN, but still pretty damn cool that they kept searchlights going, considering these look brand new and they're searchlights, which as far as I know, I don't even know if they make these types of signals anymore, so they might have just refurbished a bunch of them and put them back into service, which I find really cool, considering pretty much everywhere else where I've seen them do signal upgrades, they've upgraded to color light signals. So, and here comes Via 35, coming from Quebec City and bound for Ottawa. LRC stock, your normal P42, and the scheme that they started with the 150, Canada 150 scheme, and they've just updated for different uses over time. This one's the 40th anniversary scheme, or version, Via 919. Arriving on track, it said track 1, but I have a feeling it's track 2 that he's arriving on. I'm pretty sure track 1's the closer one, it's just that I think they're doing some sort of work around Southwark, hence why the trains earlier diverted onto the siding to go around. And this one's not even on his normal track because he's on the opposite side. This is not normally the track that Via stops on. So I'm thinking they're doing some sort of work around Southwark, which is the yard down that way. And with Via 35, that about wraps up my little hour 20 minutes I've been here at Saint-Lambert, because I do have to go meet a friend for something before heading out to the West Island. As I was saying, I want to go there later. So the next bit you're going to see is going to be me heading to the West Island, of course, to do a bit more train spotting. I haven't been to that end of Montreal in a long while, and of course that line is pretty much always busy. It is the CN Kingston sub, the main freight line between Montreal and Toronto, so we're bound to see some cool stuff over there too. But I'd say here at Saint-Lambert we got pretty good stuff, got a good amount of trains, and hopefully much more to come in Dorval. So please hold, we'll be there in a minute for you guys. Of course it'll take a little longer for me and I do have a couple of things in between, but I hope so far you're enjoying this little vlog on the rails, casually waiting for the bus, and this pops out of nowhere. Aston Martin DB9 in a gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous color combo is on point with this car, man. 6-liter V12, probably my favorite of the previous generation of Astons. The naturally aspirated V12, none of the turbocharged stuff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the new DBS Superleggera, DB11, but there's just something about this generation that I love. Be it the Vanquish or the DB9 in this case. Beautiful car. I love the color. I'm hoping the owner comes out of the store right here at some point before my bus shows up. It would be nice to get a start up of this thing. And it would be an in-transit vlog if it wasn't just a little bit diverse. about all I'm going to see of him. This is the Kingston sub after all, and the Blu-ray sub of the CP on the other side, so pretty guaranteed to see some more than just this train. Here comes something from the CP side, so at least I'm not going to miss him. In a while since I've seen a CP train, that's for sure. He's intermodal. There's a lot of intermodal traffic on the CP though. They do a lot more than CN does here in Montreal. They have an intermodal yard not too far from here in Lachine, somewhat connected to the giant Saint-Luc terminal. But yeah, as the CP train is going by, to give you a little bit of a recap, I saw a friend for about an hour and a half down in Longueuil. So when I left you before, it was about 11:45. Now it's about nearly 4 o'clock, so it's been a while since earlier, mind you. But Dorval is always bringing the goods, or at least pretty often. It's the busiest part of track in the entire Greater Montreal area. And I mean, the most accessible for me is usually Saint-Henri, which is the Montreal sub, which this feeds off of, becomes the Montreal sub going in front of me, well, back that way, towards the east. But here it's the Kingston sub, the beginning of the Kingston sub, or actually the end of the Kingston sub. We're going to definitely see some stuff here, of course, already. We haven't even been here for 5 minutes, and as I was coming down the highway, you saw that CN manifest with auto racks on the back of it. And now this CP double stack, well, mostly double stack, heading 2 points west, I guess. Anyway, let's see what else we see then. One of the best views at Dorval though is the signal cantilever, which is probably CNR era, much like the old signal bridge I was talking about earlier at Saint-Lambert that no longer exists, unfortunately. But this is a beautiful structure, a lovely spot to take pictures from. So hopefully if it doesn't rain and a train comes, I can set my camera, or rather the phone, on the tripod up onto one of these blocks and take my Nikon camera out and take some pictures of that train at the same time. That just doesn't look right, man. The old AMT scheme stripped of the AMT colors, or of the AMT logos, to put the AutoXO things on the cars, sort of. Eventually they want to redo all of them, but they haven't seemed to make much of an effort yet. The locomotive is still completely AMT. I'm unfortunately on the very much on the fence when it comes to the whole XO thing, because the branding isn't really cohesive and it's sort of a mess right now, but hopefully they can pull something together that's a little bit better at some stage. Went out for trains and we're seeing just a little bit of everything. Amtrak, Via, XO, CN, CP, basically everything. Can't complain, can't complain. And I like me an F59PH, by the way. These locomotives are awesome. Much better than the streamlined looking PHIs. I never was a fan of those. These ones are much better. Much more classic design. What I mean by this scheme not looking right? Yeah. I'm not the only one who thinks that either, I'll tell you right now. Well, I admit I was originally considering taking one of these trains to go westbound, but I'm realizing that my time isn't quite perfect. I do have some things this evening. We've seen quite a lot here so far, so I'm not complaining. I'm going to end up taking probably the next EXO train bound back towards Montreal, which is in less than an hour. So that'll give me ample time to see some stuff here. I mean, here's another one. Note to self, don't pan and zoom, or zoom slowly, because there's a jitter when it changes cameras. Oh well. You live and you learn. I hope so far that you're enjoying this return to the vlog, even though it's not quite the same as it was before, I admit, but I mean, there was never a set standard to how the In Transit vlog was supposed to be. It was always supposed to be a bit, you know, depending on what I wanted to do, and you know, it's just meant to have fun. So I really do hope you're enjoying it. If you are, of course, drop a like, drop a comment, of course, and if you want to comment while you're there, let me know if you want to see anything in particular in future vlogs, future videos. I always like hearing your feedback, regardless of how long it's been since I made a video. Of course, it was your feedback that had me decide if I to bring back the vlog, because I wasn't actually sure if I was going to do another one. I admit the last one really demotivated me back in, I think it was in October. Anyway, it was a long time ago. It was almost a year ago. I was very inactive for nearly a year. It blows my mind. I mean, after being quite active for most of last year. I feel bad about it, but don't worry. I'm not going to feel bad about it too long. I'm trying to get back to form here and make a bit more content, especially while the weather is still quite beautiful, barring the yellow grass because of how dry of a month of July we had. Anyway, that looks to be via, I think they said 37. We have signal indication, limited to stop. There's a via coming in on the platform track, the station track. Of course, there's no signal for that track, so we don't know if there's something coming ahead of time. That's the same lead engine as the one I filmed in the little update video I did last video. The other F40 on the back, everything. I don't know if that's the same one, but the lead engine was the same, 6413. So. Grind into a halt, 6415. F40s are always a good thing. It's another via, okay. Wasn't expecting two vias in a row. Not knowing what numbers these are, mind you, because I have no way of knowing here. Could be this delayed train that I saw earlier, though, on the screen at the doorbell at the via station, rather. So there was a train delayed till 5-ish. It's past 5 now, but it could have been an extended delay. Not sure what the number is, mind you. It might have been 64. I'm thinking it's 64. I didn't bother looking at the numbers on the sides of the cars because they usually say the train number, but oh well. So two vias, like right on the one on the heel of the other, and of course there's still a CP down over there that's waiting for the next XO train to come through, probably to going towards Vaudreuil. Yeah, just in fact, there he comes right now. You can probably see it in the distance, the light. To the left of that light is the CP's lead engine, so he's waiting in the siding for the XO train to clear before he can go. As this XO train arrives, I'm just gonna say it. You guys wanted a vlog? You're getting a hell of a vlog. I mean, I don't think I've ever filmed this many trains in one video. I've done various Railfanning videos in the past, but I'm gonna have to count how many trains I filmed earlier. I'll probably put in a caption somewhere. Here comes a plane again. But man, including this one, there must be double digits. There must be more than 10. Crazy, crazy. Quite the vlog, quite the heavy return to form, if you will. So if that doesn't motivate me, I don't know what will, man. I'm gonna have to really step up my game now and get more videos out. At least try to. Of course, I've never been great with frequency, but you guys knew that. That's probably not gonna change very much, but I mean, hey, I just uploaded that update. Here's this video. I mean, if I can hold that kind of frequency, who knows? Anyway. I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not good at keeping them when it comes to video. Yep. Welcome to Dorval, Quebec, rail fans. Not quite as sunny as the likes of Folkestone, Georgia, but we got ourselves some trains here for sure. And I say Folkestone because if you've ever seen videos of Folkestone, Georgia, there's like 50 to 60 trains a day down there. It's freaking crazy. Anyway, that's just me dreaming of going there one day. But for now, we got Dorval, and the Kingston sub, and the Vaudreuil sub. Or I should say the Montreal sub, or both. Anyway, whatever. Oh, ALP 45 DP, okay. First one of those I've seen today. Literally seeing everything today. Absolutely crazy day today. Alright, so as it were, the CP train that was in the siding down there is actually backing up, going back to Saint-Luc, I guess. Maybe he's doubling out or tripling out his train. But I guess he's not going to be coming here. And to make matters worse, the XO train that I want to take to go to Montreal is in less than 5 minutes. So that's going to be the end of it. I mean, do we even complain at this point? How many trains did we see? I'm going to have to count it up at the end of this, when I'm editing this video. I'm going to put a caption somewhere or in the description or somewhere. Crazy, crazy day, that's for sure. Lots of trains between Saint-Lambert and Dorval. Cannot complain, that's for sure. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are happy with the return of the in-transit vlog. I hope you have some ideas for some future ones and some future videos, because I'm always listening and I love to get your feedback, of course. Always love feedback from you guys. It's what keeps me going, honestly, what keeps me coming back despite many a drought of videos, but doesn't matter in the end. It's all for fun. And here comes another plane. That's an Air Canada. It's another big one. I'm gonna try and talk over it. But yeah, in the end, it's all for fun, and I'm really just enjoying myself. And I want to try to get back into that enjoyment again with these videos. And geez, he's loud. There he is. But yeah, so otherwise, I think that's about it. My train is approaching, so we're going to finish with him arriving. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff if you haven't subscribed already. That's a weird sounding bell. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers! Inbound, really weird sounding bell. Yay, F59PH. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, catch you all later, guys. Cheers, peace, cheers, peace, both. Anyway, bye.